Hey guys, welcome back to Lions Den Investments and Reviews. My name's Casey. Hope you guys had a great week. I know haven't shot a video in at least a week. I took a vacation with my wife. We actually went to Yellowstone National Park. That was my first time there, and I'll tell you what, it was quite an experience being on top of a super volcano. Um, Got a lot of good pictures, great experience. Just it was nice to get away for a little bit, decompress, clear my thoughts on everything that's going on right now, and focus in again on what's important here when it comes to the new financial system and the transition that we're going into here with all the chaos around us, right? So I wanted to just take a break and then come back here and start hitting it hard again with all the news that's coming out. And of course, not shooting a video for a week. I tried to stay in touch with you guys. I gave you some information there live on XRP with the cross-border payments from Japan and the Philippines. And then I did a poll the other day, and I want to shoot a video today on this poll that I took, because I was talking about, if you guys had seen the infrastructure bill that is now official and going into effect here for $65 billion that they're directing towards broadband internet expansion, okay? And so I ran the poll, and there was a few different choices on there that I had with, Google Fiber, 5G, basically who was going to benefit the most. I also had Theta in there, and 93% of you guys said that you thought Theta would benefit the most, which I thought was really interesting because I'm right on the same page as you guys when it comes to who I think is going to benefit the most. Given we all know Theta solves a major problem on content delivery networks, okay, and offloading that data for live streaming video from a centralized data center perspective onto a decentralized network running on peer-to-peer. Now, the reason why I think they're going to benefit from that is because, if you've been paying attention to AKAMA, which is a company that is a content delivery network, right? They've been having a lot of outages over the past, multiple months. I know just specifically for myself, I work for a major corporation that's international, and with the Akamai outages taking effect, it took down part of our website for different applications we have running. So a lot of stuff went offline because of the outages, and a lot of it revolves around the content delivery networks. Okay, see right here they're saying in this article that the content delivery network CDN stumbled over a nasty bug in some code, right? So you're getting a lot of different things like that. And to be quite honest, this is what happens when you have centralized networks that are making up major portions of the internet. There has to be a solution for that, and Theta is one of those solutions, okay? Now, fundamentally, if we go down here, this is an article from CNN Politics. Here's what let me see if I can get rid of that. Here's what's in the bipartisan infrastructure bill. If we go down, you can see broadband upgrade, okay? The bill would provide a $65 billion investment in improving the nation's broadband infrastructure, according to the bill text. Biden initially wanted to invest $100 billion in broadband. It also aims to help lower the price households pay for the internet service by requiring federal funding recipients to offer a low-cost, affordable plan, by creating price transparency, and by boosting competition in areas where existing providers aren't providing adequate service. Hence, companies like Akamai. It would also create a permanent federal program to help more low-income households access the internet, according to the White House fact sheet. Now, think about it like this too. It would also help create a permanent federal program to help more low-income households access the internet. What do you think, as far as technology that's out there, what do you think has been one of the major contributors to low-income households having access to the internet? It's been distributed ledger technology and blockchain, okay? Cardano's doing some really big stuff right now when it comes to that kind of thing out in South Africa, okay? So, keep that in mind, because I'm not saying that Theta is going to capture all $65 billion of the investment into broadband upgrades, because you got companies out there like Starlink too, who I think personally are going to integrate alongside with Theta at some point, whether it be from like the base stations or the actual satellites that they have, you know, basically scouring the sky at any given time, and then talking to those base stations down below. I don't know how Theta is going to play into that, but I definitely see that Theta is going to have a crucial role in that. It's going to have to, because Theta solves a major problem as well, that nobody else has seemed to come up with as far as innovation and creativity when it comes to the blockchain technology. Speaking of that, though, I want to switch gear here and take you over to the next part that I wanted to cover today, which goes more into like the technical details on the back end of Swift. So I don't know if you guys have heard this, but Swift Go launches for banks. And Swift Go is their application basically, or their solution for cross-border payments. And they're saying it's posing a threat to Ripple. Okay. Now I want to make you aware of this, because if you hear more about this, there's two sides to the story. Some people are going to say that Swift is posing a threat to Ripple because it offers the same thing that Ripple does. Others are going to say, well, not so fast. And we'll go into that here in a minute. But basically, this article says Swift announced the launch of Swift Go, which is a low-value cross-border payment service. 7 major global banks that handle 33 million worth of transactions per year went live with the service on July 27th. Businesses and consumers can make direct transfers from their bank account using the new facility. Basically, they offer real-time global payments and competes with RippleNet. Swift connects over 11,000 financial institutions globally. The giant aims to lower the cost of overseas bank transfers. Okay? Keep that in mind, because we're going to go into more detail about that here in a minute. The network targets both retail and small and medium-sized enterprises, subject matter experts that pay international suppliers. I'm not going to go into the whole article here, but basically that's what SwiftGo does. I'll leave a link in the description so you can read the article for yourself. But let's go over here real quick, because I got this from Hacker Noon. Ripple is orders of magnitude better than Swift GPI, which is the global payment interface for Swift, and correspondent banking protocols. So if you read through this article, they go in and they say sending money across borders is more important than ever, either as an individual or as a business, especially in these difficult times. And yet there isn't any complete global payment network. There is no interoperability, and you can't move money and value efficiently with current outdated systems. And actually, no money is ever moved with the current system, just account entries in correspondent banks. Records get adjusted. We have Swift, which is actually owned by the biggest banks in the world, and it offers a messaging service. In order to do a cross-border transaction and get settled, there are two options. Okay, your bank must have already established a direct relationship with the receiving bank, which means that it must have a pre-funded Nostro account with the other bank, or in simpler words, it should have parked enough money in the account in order for your transaction to happen. Your bank can rely to other intermediary correspondent banks, usually the major banks, that have already established a relationship with the receiving bank, and your bank pays them fees for that. And that's what most of the banks do, because it takes many months, usually 9+ months here from what they're saying in this article, for a bank to create a new relationship with another bank. This is called correspondent banking. So basically, he's making the argument, isn't that costly and time consuming? And you might ask that question, because that's a legitimate question. And of course it is, but that's how the entire financial system works for the most part. So now let's get into the nuts and bolts of this, where they're talking about XRP, okay? A company called Ripple that wants to change this outdated and broken system that favors only a few big players. Ripple is building the internet of value where everyone moves value as easy as sharing data on your mobile phone. A way to move money instantly, inexpensively, and securely. David Schwartz, who's the chief technology officer of Ripple, has said that rapid payments create rapid settlement, and with the current system, rapid settlement is not possible. That's why XRP exists, as it is a rapid settlement tool. You know, I keep telling you guys it's a tool, okay? It's not here to replace Swift or BIS. It's there to work alongside it. And regardless of what they tell you over here with Swift Go, okay, they cannot, they can move, they can transfer money, but they cannot settle instantaneous payments instantaneously. They cannot do that yet. XRP is the only one that does that. It acts as a bridge or a tool that Swift and BIS can use for apps like Swift Go or their system Swift Go, and it's going to improve upon whatever they've got in place here. So they're going to need to use XRP regardless. So I want to make that very clear to people because, you can very easily get distracted with an article like this and think that XRP is going to the wayside. It's not going to the wayside, okay? Obviously, if you pay attention to the SEC and XRP case right now, Brad Garlinghouse specifically stated that he's trying to challenge the SEC with international relationships that they already have going. You saw the post that I made just in the last week where I was saying that Japan and the Philippines are going live with the XRP ledger with or without the SEC. So what I'm trying to say here, guys, is it's a system that works. It's been proven through MoneyGram, and the cat's out of the bag. You can't pull that back. So that's all I have for today's video, though, guys. If you like what you're seeing, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel as well. Basically here in the next video, I'm going to be covering some more stuff on the fundamentals. I'll go into Theta a little bit more, and we'll talk about the new upgrades that they've been pushing out there as well. And guys, if you're a Theta investor, be patient, okay? The prices aren't doing exactly what we wanted them to do, but if you're a long-term investor and not a day trader, okay, you're going to have much better odds of building wealth over time because, it's like a child. When a woman gives birth to an infant, it's got to go through its phases of being a child and then a teenager and adult. Same thing holds true for a company. It's got to grow throughout time. That takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. Okay, so just remember that. But with that said, guys, these markets are volatile. As I always say, hold on for dear life and fear nothing, my friends. Till next video, I will talk to you later.